He's talking about a substance called Spice, or K2, which is a synthetic drug that, according to an avid viewer of his, once caused Austin to have a reaction that made him sleep for a whole week straight. But however bad that was for his health, it was another substance that led Austin to nearly lose his freedom: Xanax. In August of 2014,
this is so
he was
cringe.
19 years old, Austin's addiction got to the point that he became willing to commit crimes in order to fuel his habit. He promptly got together with 3 others and went on a car burglary spree in James City County, getting into over 100 vehicles.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I'm not watching this. I didn't sleep for a week. Some of the shit is totally made up.
Power tools, car parts,
some of this is real though.
And even a firearm at one point was lifted from one of the cars that they targeted. I should say that despite how extensive these thefts were, they were very much petty crimes of opportunity. They rarely actually broke into the cars they were stealing from, as they aimed primarily for cars left unlocked. It's also worth mentioning that Austin just joined this series of car raids, as his accomplices were already committing them way before he got involved. While Austin's date of offense was listed as August 30th, the thefts were taking place all the way back from late July to...
He's like adding in little details that he's just making up.
2 months of Austin's crew running rampant through the neighborhoods of James City County,
it was bad.
Witnessed 2 individuals stealing items from his daughter's car, and after chasing the 2 suspects on foot, he managed to get a partial license plate from the car they sped off.
That's true. That is true.
Tracked these 2 individuals down and interrogated them.
It was one person. Austin, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That is not true. That is not true at all. That's not true. This is lies. This is lies. Hold on, let me listen to this.
Leading to all of them being arrested. And the reason I say
it's not true.
He gave up his co-conspirators is because when the police went through Austin's phone, they found that he and his accomplice had taken pictures with not 1, but 3 firearms that they had stolen. And Austin,
that's not true either. That was the other guy's phone. That's not true. That's not true. I'm not laughing at the situation. It was fucked up. It was fucked up.
Grand larceny and conspiracy to commit, with his accomplice Aaron Lee taking on the charges for the theft of the guns. Unlike 2 of them.
No, that's not true either. That's not true either. This is not true. He's adding in a bunch of shit. I shouldn't even talk about it, but like at the same time, I think like a react video is due, because I can kind of clarify things for you guys and say, okay, that's not true. And not only that, but I think that you can definitely change as a person, bro. Your morals can change. Drugs can definitely change who you are and make you do things that you would never do without being on drugs. Okay? So I think everybody can agree with that. If you don't think that drugs can change a person, you don't know what drugs are. I'm sorry. You just don't know what drugs are like. They will take everything from you, and they will fucking change who you are, bro. They really will, bro. They really will. They will take everything from you, bro. You know? And no, I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying I don't do that shit anymore, bro. That doesn't mean I'm scarred for life and like I can't be like respected anymore because of that. That was fucking 11 years ago, dude. I was 19. I was fucking young, dumb, lost in the world. Didn't know any purpose in life. Didn't have much purpose in life. But, you know, I don't do anything like that anymore, dude. So this guy just needs content, I think, at the end of the day. But let's keep watching.
Of the other people who were arrested in connection to the crimes, Austin was allowed a $4,500 bond, and
that's because
available court record, he was bailed out within a month of his arrest, most likely by his parents. A little while later, in October, a fifth.
I had a $15,000 lawyer. I better win this. Hold on, guys. Let's see what happens. Come on, win this, dude. No, oh my fucking god, of course. All right, so I don't know why I'm even like. Yeah, this guy's a loser, bro. Trying to make people look bad. It's like a next Dr. Phil, bro. Like, this shit was 10, 11 years ago. That doesn't make me a bad person, bro. I did my time. I fucking learned my lesson. I don't do anything like that anymore. I might not contribute to society as much as most people because I stream and stuff, but hey, man, I'm not doing any harm either. Yeah, dude, let's keep watching.
Man was arrested in connection to the car break-ins after he apparently stole a firearm and started shooting it into the air as he drove off. These guys were making it really easy for the police here. Between eyewitnesses being caught on security cameras and whoever was cooperating with the police, none of these guys were getting away with it. As their court case unraveled, the guy who was behind the fencing of the stolen items also pled guilty, which I assume must have increased the pressure on the other guys.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
Aaron Lee, who took on all of the weapons charges, was suddenly hit with even more charges.
Aaron Lee was already a felon for armed robbery, so they don't play around when you fucking have something that serious. He did years, came out, got out, and fucking started doing shit again. They're gonna cook your ass, bro. They're gonna cook you. I was gone for 10 months. I did do a month in jail. All right, yeah, I'm down to play, dude.
Eventually pled
Let me
guilty.
keep listening to
Austin
this.
got 5 years of probation and a fine of a little
15.
over $3,000. Despite the articles,
I'm
about
not
this
sure what
case
the fine
claiming that he
was.
pled guilty to felony grand larceny. If you look at the
Yeah,
court
so
records,
basically,
he only pled.
As far as like the snitching part goes, first of all, don't believe everything you hear on the internet. First of all, Commonwealth does not play. Second of all, they all snitched on me. I never even snitched on them. Listen to my side of the story. Listen. I basically got a $15,000 lawyer. He said, dude, all your co-defendants snitched on you. I can tell the whole story of when that guy caught me in his car and shit, too. This is really bad shit, dude. This was when I was 19. I'm 30 now. So anyways, what was I saying? So I had a $15,000 lawyer. He said to me, look, all you got to do is admit to what you did. You don't have to include anybody's name. You don't have to snitch on nobody. You don't have to cook your friends. They have so much evidence on you. If you don't admit to it, they're going to fucking they're going to fucking burn your ass. I can do that. I can do that too, Roach Clips. I can do that. I can post it in Discord and stuff. Not that I even have to. I don't have to prove shit, dude. You can believe what you want. You know what I mean? But listen, he said to me, if you don't admit to what you did, you're going to be fucking cooked. You don't even have to tell your friends. You don't have to testify. None of that. That's why you'll never find anything like saying anything like that. So, yeah. And like if it's your first time in trouble, in James City, they kind of give you like a break kind of. But I was still gone for 10 months. I know, 5-hour video. I want to keep listening.
Of the 22 charges he was hit with, and they consisted of misdemeanor petty larceny and tampering with a vehicle. Could these records have been filed incorrectly, or is it possible that there was some arrangement that if Austin was to not violate his parole, his charges would be stricken from the record? Regardless of what
bullshit, I still am a felon. I'm a convicted felon from that. That's not true at all.
From the judge, this entire situation left its mark on Austin's psyche.
I hung out with the wrong people, and karma bit me in my ass.
Yeah, I was probably coming down off crack in this video. I'm not kidding. I probably smoked $500 worth of crack that day and was coming down and felt like shit, dude. I was crying. Yes, drugs will fuck you up, dude.
Bit me so hard in the ass.
And dude, I don't care what you say. Society will tell you that men can't cry. Bro, life is difficult sometimes, bro. Girls can be evil. Not just that, life can just be hard in general. I don't give a fuck who you are, bro. I know, right? 5.5 hours, bro. What the fuck is that?
Bit of it, and I'm still not the same.
But for the years following the situation,
it did fucking
he lived
change
a
me.
Seemingly normal life, even going to school to get a certificate of air conditioning, which
that took me 3 weeks.
Is basically a trade school degree that lets you work as an AC technician. What's interesting is that he got this degree from the Piedmont, Virginia Community College, which is the same exact college that Chris Chan went to. This is as good a time as any term.
Who the fuck is Chris Chan? Who the fuck is Chris Chan? Who the fuck is that? Can someone tell me who Chris Chan is? I'm just showing.
Infamous lolcows.
Who the fuck is Chris Chan? What's this guy even trying to say, bro? 5.5 hour video. Oh, yeah. Wait, who is this? Oh, wow. Is he an internet person? Oh, I thought. No, I don't know who this is. I have no idea who this is. Look how big his head is. What the fuck? Look how big his head is. Is that a real picture? What the fuck is that? Oh, I don't know. I'm just watching a video on YouTube, dude.
Who came from Virginia. Chris Chan, BossmanJack, Amberlyn Reed, even Boogie and Wings of Redemption are from West Virginia and North Carolina, respectively, which are immediately adjacent to Virginia. Maybe it's all the lead they have in their water over there that's making them like that. Maybe it's the nuclear power plant located nearest to Bossman. By the way, Goochland is an insane name for a town. Who knows?
That is a real town.
Migrated east and is now making these citizens.
Is this guy trying to hit on me?
Regardless, right as it seemed that Austin was.
I think this guy with the video is hitting on me. Is this guy hitting on me?
That he had no idea would lead him to the lowest point of his life, through extreme gambling and substance abuse issues, and eventually back to jail. But
so what does this guy do what does this guy do? You know what I mean? What makes this guy so almighty and better? That's what I want to know, bro.
RuneScape.
So what do you do? Hey, imagine being in a class and being like, hey, John in the back, yeah, you. Yeah, what do you do for a living? Oh, call me like Dr. Phil. I make hate videos on people, dude. What do you mean you make hate videos on people? Yeah, like my whole YouTube, I have like millions of followers, but I just like talk shit about people. That's just weird, bro. That's just, how do people support this?
Or OSRS for short. In January of 2019, he posted to his Instagram page to announce that he...
Guys, I need some thumbs up here.
This video is educational and informative in nature. Do not contact any of the people mentioned or...
Had to cut out a
this
short
video.
clip at 3:03 due to
This
using
video
5 seconds of
contains discussion
WWE
of
footage.
gambling.
May slightly
Do not
break the flow of the
gamble. I
narration,
linked
so I'm
various
sorry about that.
resources on getting help
Only option I
for
have,
gambling
otherwise
addictions below
GG.
for anyone who needs
I'm gonna
it.
reply and
Thank you.
say, oh, hey, man.
99% of gamblers quit right before
It's okay,
they're about
bro.
to hit it big. That remaining 1% of
No
people
problem.
all know that the only way they won't win is if
No
the
problem.
rats rigged it. But if they play
Huge
their
news
cards
for
just
dishwashing
right,
and
they'll make
household
it all
chores.
back, and so
I don't
much
get
more.
that.
That 1% is none other than the rat exterminator, the conqueror of Keno, the pipe-hitting,
That's not
loss-chasing,
true.
bet-making maniac himself, BossmanJack.
No, I lost it all.
What's wrong with that? I'm just chilling. What's wrong with that?
Today,
Just so
I'm gonna
everyone
tell you a
knows,
story. The
you know, we
story
gotta
of
make
how
everyone
regular
know
kid
what's
from
going on with
Virginia
Boss
went
Man.
from a juvenile
Boss Man is
delinquent
currently in a
to one of
rehab
the
center
top gambling
where he gets to
streamers
have
out
his
there.
phone for
How he
1
turned
hour
his
of phone
life
time a
into
day.
hell. His nice
He uses
bedroom
that time
into
to
filthy
stream to
swallows,
Discord and
how he
gamble
got sent to jail
from
and
the
rehab
rehab
more
center.
times than I can count.
Is this true, BossmanJack? Oh, yo, I mean, dude, what can I say? 1 hour a day, I mean, I can't, I like streaming, dude. I like gambling. You know, one thing at a time is what they tell me back home, back in Germany. So, what are you talking about? I don't know, bro, but, yeah, it's true, yeah. Okay, BossmanJack, tell us, what do you do for fun? What do you